Headlines, U.S. lawmakers, along with Arizona state and local officials, are all asking the federal government for aid in order to handle the possible influx of migrants being released into our community. News 11's Arlette Youssef spoke with some local leaders tonight, joins us in studio with what they had to say.
Tuesday, Yuma Mayor Doug Nichols said we could be seeing as many as 20 migrants being released into our community every day. That number has since gone up, and now everyone is trying to figure out how to handle this possible wave of migrants being released into our community. According to Yuma County Supervisor Jonathan Lines, undocumented immigrants are now being released into the public without getting a health screening.
So we're concerned about the people that are being allowed to come across without being vetted medically. Now, they are saying that they are going to do some type of testing at staging areas. Yuma is not a staging area.
Lines says he's reached out to the governor's office to make him aware of the situation.
The genesis of my call to the delegation to the governor's office and to our state officials was to inform them simply of what was happening along the border so that they could take the appropriate cautions and so that we didn't have contradictory messages.
Representative Paul Gosar sent a letter to Governor Doug Ducey and to Yuma County Sheriff Leon Wilmot stating, "I am asking that Sheriff Wilmot intercept these aliens and hold them in prison until they can be tested, quarantined, and then returned to their home countries. The general population of Arizona should not be subjected to this mass event that will spread infected aliens throughout the state. It is beyond reckless for the Border Patrol to take this action. As of the time of this writing, Yuma County has suffered 36,127 cases and 758 deaths. This is not the time to release super spreaders into Yuma County." Sheriff Wilmot responded by saying he doesn't have the authority to fulfill that request. "As sheriff, I do not have the statutory authority to honor Congressman Gosar's request to intercept aliens released into the community by the federal government, who has given them documents giving them permission to be in this country." Meanwhile, Border Patrol Special Operations Supervisor Vincent Dulesky says CBP has seen a steady increase in border encounters since April 2020, which, aggravated by COVID-19 restrictions and social distancing guidelines, has caused some facilities to reach maximum safe holding capacity. Per longstanding practice, when long-term holding solutions aren't possible, some migrants will be processed for removal, provided a notice to appear, and released into the U.S. to await a future immigration hearing. Most recently, the number of apprehensions has gone up from 20 to 80 a day to 120 to 150 a day. Local officials are asking the federal government for more humanitarian funds. Representative Raul Grijalva sent a letter to the Biden administration stating, "Throughout the years in my congressional district, non-governmental organizations, counties, and cities have been at the forefront of assisting these families after their release from Department of Homeland Security custody. With limited support from the federal government, they are helping them navigate a difficult and complex asylum process as they pursue their asylum claim through immigration court proceedings. As we continue to address this ongoing humanitarian crisis, I ask that you designate supplemental federal funds that can immediately be accessed by non-governmental organizations, counties, and cities that are assisting asylum-seeking families at the U.S.-Mexico border." Mayor Nichols took to Twitter stating, "My priority is the community's safety and the wellness of the general public, as well as the humanitarian issues as releases ensue." President Biden's immigration reform bill, which will eventually lead to citizenship for many, includes new funding for state and local organizations. For the most up-to-date information regarding the release of immigrants and the immigration reform bill, visit kyma.com. Reporting in studio, Arlette Youssef, News 11.